Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning, everybody. It is the 23rd. It is a Thursday. And we got unemployment claims, which could be interesting this week. There are significant indications that activity has trailed off and that hiring has decreased. In fact, even that maybe there might be more jobless claims than expected. Right now, we're expecting 1,300,000 versus the previous reading of 1,300,000. So if that edges up in a significant amount, that could be pretty impactful on the market. Let's come in and look at yesterday's action. Yesterday, the beginning of the day was pretty standard, actually. Kind of messed around with some of the positions. There was kind of this up move, retracing, etc. But eventually, it was a strong close. Starting here from about 10:30. Boom, boom, boom. A lot of messing around down here and kind of dead, and then a strong move up. And I believe that a lot of that was because we had Microsoft and Tesla earnings. Now, hold on. I should keep the squawk muted when I'm talking during this beginning part here. Anyways, we had Microsoft and Tesla earnings. Microsoft it was expected to do well, and in fact, they did beat on most of the headline numbers, but they're down. I'm not 100% sure why, but they're down. Tesla, on the other hand, also beat all of the numbers, but are up about 5%. However, the only reason that they beat the numbers was because of this huge windfall profit that they got from EU environmental credits. Basically, all of the other car companies are paying Tesla for these credits. So, yeah, they're actually losing money, a lot of money. It's kind of funny because Tesla just beat on every metric that you can possibly think of. But it doesn't necessarily make me want to buy them. Now, it does give them four positive earnings or whatever, but that doesn't mean that they have to be added into the index. So, and that doesn't happen for like 3 months. So, I don't know about that one. Coming back over here to the treasuries. Treasuries was, our trade that we were looking for in treasuries that ultimately didn't happen. We saw a move up, and I was looking for them to continue up off of the 20-year auction. 20-year auction came out. It was pretty good, but eventually they fell out. So that trade did not work out yesterday. Oil, a little bit lower. Gold just keeps going. Gold is probably what we should be trading right now. The dollar bouncing a little bit off of 94.8, but overall, it's just a bloodbath in the dollar, and euro's been strong. Euro trading off a little bit today, though. We'll see. And we did have a pretty good move up here in the treasuries just before we got on. So I don't know if they'll come back to here, but we may have to just, sell it. Let's see here. We got 3 minutes. All right. I'm gonna try the YOLO, all right? We're gonna YOLO this. You guys are, that. By the way, if you're new, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. It helps you follow the stream a lot better. You'll get notifications when we go live. Already here, yeah, a lot of viewers. Thank you guys very much. Okay. I'm feeling a little. I didn't sleep super well last night. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm doing this yellow here in the micros. I mean, the thing is that if my trade over in the micros works out, there's no way I'm going to get filled in the treasury. And remember, the number we're looking for, initial jobless claims, 1,300,000. Higher than that could be very, very bad for the index. U.S. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin says there could be a fifth coronavirus bill. Yeah, I saw that. But it was for, like, they would do CARES 5. I don't know. Big thing, though, is that I don't think that they're going to extend the enhanced unemployment benefits where you get $600. I don't think that they're going to extend that. Okay, here comes. Okay, so it was slightly higher than expected, 416. 1,416,000. Continuous claims, though, slightly. We're going to say slightly? Actually, a million less than the forecast. So, let's see how they react to this. That's a little interesting. Well, the treasuries came back. I'm going to try and bail on this. Fine. Okay, so how is this? So Zero Hedge is tweeting initial claims, upward trend reversal not good. I don't know. So seeing more new claims is definitely not good, but seeing so many people come off is great. I mean, I think what you're going to see happen is a lot of people are going to come off. I think we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to dive into this one. In the week ending July 18th, the advanced figure for seasonally adjusted claims was 1,416,000, an increase of 109,000 from the previous week's revised level. The previous week's level was revised up by 7,000,000 was revised up by 7,000 from 1,300,000 to 1,307,000. The 4-week moving average was 1,360,250, a decrease of 16,000 from the previous week's revised average. The advanced seasonally adjusted insured unemployment rate was 11% for the week ending July 11. I don't know. They are heading downwards now. I am still glad that I got out of that trade. I mean, they revised up, but that's only 7,000. I don't know if that's a big deal. Previous week's average was averaged down. Unadjusted data. A decrease of 141,000. Donald Trump's doing a bunch of retweeting. U.S. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin says the U.S. wants a stable dollar. Might be related to that move. That move might be related more to that. Oh no, we want a strong dollar. That's awful.
Uzi Knesset says mornin'.
We will protect FX Macro Mnuchin. We will protect the dollar, world's currency, reserve currency, by continuing unprecedented debt financing. Yeah, but everybody's doing the debt financing. I don't know about that one. I don't know about this one, guys. This is not what I expected at all. Trump is retweeting a storm. Kendall says the initial claims are off a bit for jobless benefits. What does that mean? Let's see. What did Donald Trump retweet about new here? Joe Biden vows, should he win, he'd continue the fight against religious morals and nuns of the little sister of the poor. What other religious morals would he attack? Initial jobless claims to reaccelerate for the first time since March, led by Virginia and California. So where is it changing the most? Arizona, pretty good. Florida and Georgia. Indiana. New Jersey. Texas. By the way, did you see this thing where I think it was the Portland mayor or somebody like that was talking to a crowd, and then they threw tear gas near them? Like what? Donald Trump's actually retweeting a video. It was of that earlier before that incident when he
Uzi Knesset says
refused
I did.
to abolish the police. You saw that. I haven't seen the video of him, but I was reading all the headlines this morning. I was like, what? How could you be so stupid? Clearly, whoever threw the tear gas didn't know what was going on. We are still on a V-shaped recovery, says economic advisor Kudlow. Well,
Uzi Knesset says you want to see videos from Portland. Andy Go Twitter page is good source for toilet watching.
toilet watching. Okay. Well, I don't know about this one. So as we came down there was a significant decrease in the buyer's cost average. Does that make sense? So it looks to me like some buyers bought it. Treasuries, though, on their highs. And Donald Trump retweeting Andy NGO right now. I don't know. No. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. He's retweeting a ton of stuff. Holy crap. So Buck Sexton says most of the moms aren't mothers and many don't even identify as female. And then Andy tweets, I recognize a lot of the so-called moms as the same Antifa women who dressed in black as recent as a couple of days ago. They just put on a yellow shirt now for optics. Most of these people aren't mothers, and many don't even identify as female. Okay, I gotcha. Rioters carrying shields back to the Portland federal courthouse after law enforcement return inside. Rioters cheer and celebrate, claiming it to be a battle victory. Yes, I saw this video yesterday. After being driven away from the courthouse, they advance on it with like umbrellas and shields and stuff. And there's a bunch of federal agents just sitting out front of the entrance. And there's so much graffiti everywhere. Donald Trump is retweeting this. So it looks like Donald Trump is going all in on the stopping the riots and chaos stuff. Also retweeting, New York City is now the worst place to do business, retailers say. I don't know if I wanted to buy the Treasury. If it came back, it kind of came back, and then it hit back up there. And I'm not sure I know why. What else do we got
Uzi
today?
Knesset says I'm really thankful I don't live in a city where officials would let chaos reign just to provoke a federal response they can oppose. Basically using my livelihood as bait? Bump that.
You think that that's really what it comes down to? I don't think it is. I think that they're afraid to oppose the protesters because that's their base. They're afraid that they won't get elected if they. But the problem is that the protesters hate them anyways. I don't know. If I was a Democrat mayor in one of those areas, I would err on the side of imposing order because
Uzi
what will
Knesset
happen?
says 100% bro. They've caved on every demand they've made and they still hate them.
Yeah, you cave as much as you want. These people will not be happy. They will not be happy. No, nothing you can do to make these people happy. They want to riot. Let me tell you a story. A story. You've maybe heard this story before. My dad would tell me this story all the time. Once upon a time, there was a man on the railroad having dinner. And he, it's like the luxury cart. This is a long time ago. First class. He gets done with his meal. The waiter asks him if he can have if there's anything else he can do for him. And he says, well, I would like a blueberry pie. And the waiter says, oh, I'm sorry, sir. We don't have blueberry pie. So the man becomes very, very upset, and he says, "Do you know who I am? I am, a significant investor. I know all of the owners of this, uh, railroad company, and if you know what's good for you, you're gonna get me a blueberry pie." So the waiter goes back and checks to see, can we get a blueberry pie, even though it's not on the menu. And the chef says, "Well, there's no way that we can do that because we don't have any blueberries aboard this train." So he goes back and tells the rich investor this, and the rich investor says, "Oh, you better find some way because I want a blueberry pie." So when the train stops in town for to pick up new passengers, the waiter gets off the train, runs into town, buys some blueberries, and brings it back to the chef so that they can make a blueberry pie. And they bring it back to this rich investor guy, and they ask the rich investor if he is satisfied now, and he said, "No, sir, I didn't want a blueberry pie. I just wanted to be mad at the railroad." This is what you're dealing with these protesters, folks. These are people that just want to be mad at the government. And it doesn't matter what you do, they are going to continue to riot and they're going to continue to be mad. And if you're a mayor and you placate them, really all you're doing is just pissing off all of the other people that aren't protesting, the reasonable people that might actually vote for you. So if I was one of those mayors, I would say to hell with the protesters and focus on making everybody else happy. And that would involve imposing order. And if you impose order early, in Utah, they imposed order early. That was that one day where they flipped over a police car and there was a significant police presence, and the protesters kind of packed off after that. Now, it's Utah. Don't get me wrong, it's Utah. Okay. But, if that had escalated, they would have brought in the National Guard. Gary Herbert would have done anything that it took to impose order. Or, and to hell with whatever the Salt Lake City mayor would have said or done, right? You impose it early and before anybody notices or cares. But these guys, these Democrat guys, they let it go on in Portland. It's been going on for 40 days. Like, what? You're screwed, dude. Nobody's going to vote for you.
Uzi Knesset says, why is everyone calling them protesters? They're rioters, lol.
Rioting. I think that it's largely protests with a few individuals trying to cause chaos, but that the number of
Uzi Knesset says, nah bro,
individuals,
almost 60.
The number of individuals trying to cause chaos is increasing. Basically, they're attracting more. And here's another thing is that you really got to think about what kind of bizarre world these people live in, right? Because in their minds, the federal government protecting their federal installation is the Donald Trump stormtroopers suppressing them. Like, what? What was funny is I had a discussion with somebody it wasn't really a discussion, but there was one person on my Facebook feed in particular that's been really upset about the so-called abductions, and they're like, what would you do if a bunch of people in military outfits came and pulled you into a van? Wouldn't you defend yourself? Like, wouldn't all those guns rights advocates protect themselves? Because they're like unmarked police officers and everything. And I'm like, it says police in huge letters on both their front and their back, dude. And he's like, no, it doesn't. And then he went and looked and he realized that I was right. And it was kind of funny because they didn't know what to say. Their view of reality is distorted at the moment. There's no question about it. The people on the right, they have a distorted view of reality too. But I think that the left is worse right now. And yeah, why should you be trying to build policy off of people that are basically crazy right now? Hmm?
Uzi Knesset says nah bro, almost 60.
I know that seems like not
Uzi
related to
Knesset
markets,
says
but
lots of mental health issues in those crowds desperate for help.
could be. I mean, it is relevant to the way that this is all gonna turn out, though, right? One of the things I always kind of ask is like, who are you trading with? You know, are you going in on positive momentum with all of the day traders that literally have no clue what's going on? Those aren't the people that you want to be trading with. Those people aren't going to be strong hands, right? Well, well, it's the kind of the same thing with politics. You know, always going to have crazies, of course, but who is really leading the charge? Well, that was
Futures Prop Trading says are you trading futures or just parroting the mainstream media with no outside of the box real critical thinking? Your politics make you look like a disgusting tool.
Then don't watch. Go fuck yourself, Futures Prop Trading. That's my stream, and I can talk politics all that I want. But you know what? Politics, for the kind of trading that we do, absolutely 100% matters. The way that this all works out is a significant impact on what the 2020 election is going to be. It absolutely matters. And it's important to understand and to know and to talk about. If you want to go and trade a bunch of, MACD divergence momentum indicator mumbo jumbo, then go somewhere else. On this stream, we actually understand what's going on in the market. And I say what I want. See ya. Okay, bye. Bye. You know what? To be honest, I love a comment like that because I don't have to be popular. You know what I mean? Like I could come in and I could say a bunch of I could avoid politics whatsoever because of course that's going to turn certain people off. And I could just only say what people want me to say, right? Guys, all you need to trade is a moving average. Just watch the moving average and feel it out and take the trades and you can be a profitable trader. Right? I'd have tons of viewers, wouldn't I?
Uzi Knesset says I don't get it. How is criticizing rioters parroting the mainstream? The mainstream
That
supports
one's
them.
funny too.
LMAO.
Yeah, that was going through my head too. I was like, why? How is this hurting the mainstream media? Okay, so they are selling this down. You think that they'll make it to 32.59? I'm a little surprised at how the 10-year is trading this. Let's come back here. Well, I mean, there's some auctions today, so that might be some of the demand in the 10-year. Oh, I see here. The U.S. braces for Chinese diplomatic relations as ties break down. That's probably why we're dropping there in the last 3 minutes. This drop from here to here. I don't know about this one. I feel the strong desire to jump on, but I didn't sleep very well last night. So I don't know. I mean, I do kind of want to see some short, but I just don't feel like that here is a good spot for me. Especially since like we're right at yesterday's close. That's gonna kind of be a defense area. In fact, let's see if on the treasury we can get it to come back. just to this area right here. Representative Hoyer from Maryland on CNBC. We need a stimulus package.
Uzi Knesset says ZB trading at highest level above VWAP in over a week.
Marketeer is tweeting that the VIX is at post-coronavirus lows while credit protection remains above early June lows. And yet, the 10-year is like rocketing up. Where are we in the terms of ZB? Really, if we're looking at a fear trade, okay. So the highest that we've been in ZB lately was 181.14, and we're just touching 181 even. And then beyond that, I think the highest that we ever got was 182.16. Might be worse than that one if we can go back further, but if we went back to March 13th, it might be a little bit different. There might be a higher one. Man, the treasuries, the 10-year lurching higher like this is crazy. I'm actually pretty crazy to be shorting it here. Especially now that they've stacked 2,300 on me. Portland mayor gassed by federal officers alongside protesters. I'm not afraid, but I am pissed off. They must not have realized that he was standing there. That is not good. Like, here's the thing is that Donald Trump is retweeting up a storm. And I'm thinking that the media is going to ignore all of that and just focus on the Portland mayor guy. It's not a good look. Mnuchin says payroll tax holiday not in next stimulus bill. Aw, they're giving up on it, huh? He is giving up on it. Because he was the one that really wanted it, wasn't he? Man, a payroll tax holiday would be so interesting to see, but yeah, it's not happening. So when we started coming down, there was some buying absorption and everything else like that. But then they canceled it out. So that's interesting. That may indicate that the E-mini really is going to reverse hard here. I'm not sure I can explain how that happened. What do you think? This is kind of that thing that you were asking about the other day, isn't it, Izzy? The chart, the E-mini came down and the cost basis for both the buyers and the sellers went up. In fact, the cost basis for the buyers went up higher than it was from before. Believe it or not. How does that happen? You can see on that, there was that real slip down. There was a big change in cumulative delta. All right, I guess I'm on the wrong way on this. So they did not stop at all. You know, usually don't fade up at the highs, but
Uzi Knesset says you got an early influx of Asmed haters downvoting the stream.
Who
What did you
knows?
do?
Sunday Driver says howdy.
Who knows? Give me the downvotes. I love it. Means they don't come back. They won't get the recommendation. Goodbye. We don't need people that. I mean, the thing that's kind of. I'm going back at it, and I'm like, like the whole point of that was that there's a group of people in politics on both sides that are kind of in like complete denial about reality. And if that kind of a discussion bothers you, probably you shouldn't be trading. You know what I mean?
Sunday Driver says everyone, please hit the thumbs down button to help the stream trend. Oh, wait, everyone already did. What the hell did I miss?
Wait, how many? I don't. It doesn't show me. I see 5 likes. It doesn't show me the downvotes. Actually, they don't want me to see it because it could affect my, my self esteem and make me not stream as well. 4 downvotes. Oh wow, that's not the worst that we've had. I think there was one time there was a group came in and really did downvote us, but dude, okay, the E-mini taking another little step, but they're to the buyer, they're to the seller cost basis. I think I'm happy with where I'm at here. In fact, I want to buy this. When you look at the move, it seems like, like this is a strong move driven by some concerns in the market. But when you look at the overnight session and where we are in relation to yesterday, it's kind of a small pullback in a spot where you should expect to see some profit taking because we crossed the spread. Mm.
Sunday Driver says gold up. Silver taking a breather. Jobless claims, oh my.
Well, the jobless claims weren't actually that bad. So the thing is the initial claims was higher than expected, yes, but the continuing claims was a lot lower than expected, like 1 million lower than expected. That's actually really good, right? I don't know, if it's a huge deal or not. Gold does look like did have a pretty good move up this morning, but look, you're starting to see the dollar trend back up, so you might see some of that retrace a bit. We'll see how far this retracement in the E-mini goes. Cool. Oh, that was a good one. I see 20, but I also see 19. Let's put the 19 there and we'll kind of play it by ear when it gets to 20. 1196 into 21. Hmm. You know what? I haven't heard a lot of clicking today. Just thinking about that. Yeah, there's been a few clicks actually. Mm,
Which Beanie says GM guys.
Good morning. Welcome to the stream. That's the new name. Okay, 1704 to trade 21. And back up. I don't know if those buyers are going to give up so easily. Look at the way that they kind of flipped it there. I'm wondering in the treasuries. So kind of looking at things with kind of our newer you know, what do I want to call them? Landmarks. Hold on. So now that we have these landmarks, and I look at it and I see the middle here at 19 still, and it's coming through prices between 22 and 20 half fairly easily. I'm wondering if the market maker really wants to engage with people here, but they're not doing it for them. It makes sense. Does that make sense? Like you're getting a spot. That's why it's trading through there because the market maker actually wants people to trade with him. But they don't seem all that interested in it at the moment. Like you're not getting a ton of volume going through. Now, on the split side of this, another tick down probably could cause a good number of people to start taking profits. But that's probably not what the guy wants. He wants people to buy into him. Okay, so 21 does go offer again, and not a whole lot to do it either. 1,000. You get an okay offer on the downtick. The guys at 20 half aren't pulling or anything though. Uh, look, I'm watching the 5 year there because 26 half does looks quite a bit weaker, and there's that big order at 26 and a quarter. And I'm wondering if they'll pull if they trade down. And there was like a trickle of orders. Like it kind of flipped back there. Hmm. Hmm. Bank of England's Razor says we need to get to the bottom of why long-term investors like insurers and pension funds avoid growth capital like unlisted equity because it's too risky. Duh, dude, you're a head guy at the Bank of England. Okay, that seems kind of an odd comment to make. That seems to me to be more like, well, we need to push them into doing that, and not like, oh, why aren't they doing it? Because I think that everybody knows why. Hmm. Okay, so here's another one that I'm seeing in the media that I think we can get a little bit of edge on. So I'm just seeing from my local news station, and I saw a number of news stations pushing this headline. Only 1 in 10 Americans think daycare centers, preschools, or K-12 schools should open this fall without restrictions. Okay, that's the headline. But if you actually dive into it, what you find is that 60 to 70% of Americans think that kids should go back to school. They just think that schools are going to need to take precautions. So they're misconstruing the headline. Like they're skewing the headline dramatically. Now, how we can do that with markets, I'm not so sure. But if there's some trade out there that is, will we go to school or not? And there might be some people leaning towards that we're not going to go to school because of these polls. I think they're wrong. I think that they're misreading the poll. Market year Mr. Tesla downgrades Tesla. Pierre Fugao thinks it is too crazy. When I woke up this morning, I saw a sell side upgrade for Tesla. Target price 2,400. Key argument: the stock has reached a must own status. Are analysts running out of good arguments to see upside in the stock? Although I believe Tesla, from today's valuation, can still deliver 15% return over the next 5 years, and although I keep in mind we are not factoring in yet potential upsides such as an inflection point in automated driving or the energy storage opportunity, we downgrade the stock to neutral. Owning Tesla for the long term still makes plenty of sense. On a 1 year horizon, we see no catalyst for taking the stock to the next level. The primary drivers of our thesis are volume growth and growth margin expansion, and they will play out progressively over the next 5 years. Drivers of additional upside are unlikely to become more material in the next 12 months. I think he's right. I think, in particular, the argument that they're going to be added into the index, it's way too early to be making that trade, and they don't have to add them. They could say, well, you know what, because your last earnings was actually you only because of the European government, we're going to make you wait another one. They could do that. The S&P board could do that. See, it's trading back and forth here really without having to trade a whole lot. Brazil's economic rebound much stronger than many had expected. Is proving to be much more robust than many observers. It's funny when these guys retweet stuff and it's like got like the same headline twice. See, Brazil's economic rebound much stronger than many had expected. Brazil's economic recovery from the depths of the COVID-19 crisis is proving to be much more robust than many observers had predicted.
Sunday Driver says everyone knows Elon has been gaming the accounting, making a profit because of regulatory credits. What a joke. I understand that next year it won't be available.
Yeah, you're correct. So, actually, let's pull this up over here. I'm going to stick with the fidelity here for now. Let's see here. I hide volume. Don't need that. This one. Also, settings, hide volume. Settings, show extended hours. So you can see Microsoft down. Maybe we need to make this a little zoomed out. Do 5 minutes. Will that allow us to see? There you go. Wonder why that doesn't. Oh, I see. 10 days. There we go. 5 minutes. There we go. Now we can see them. So you can see Tesla's been as low as 1620. This is going to be interesting to see where they mark it at when they open, though. It's going to be really interesting. We got about 10 minutes. We're still kind of on hold here. We had a good up move. Are they going to wait for the index to open? Because that's not really the way that we wanted that one to turn. We really don't know whether the next official employment number, which will be for July, but actually a snapshot of the second week, will be a small positive or negative. Politically, that may matter. The reality is that either way, we're stuck in a deep hole. Says Paul McCrugman. That's interesting.
Sunday Driver says if the S&P says no, we'll see what Tesla is made of.
Uzi Knesset says I noticed yesterday and today the treasuries are laying the offers on mad thick.
Yeah. It's almost 5,000 resting orders and more on the offers. But the question is, are those people long looking to take profits? Or are those people looking to sell it into new positions? And the treasuries, you can't be 100% sure. And some of those stacks can be, totally fake. Everyone tweeting that jobless claims only rose because of the seasonal needs to remember that this week's hit is merely reversing favorable seasonals from the previous 2 weeks. And by the way, there's another seasonal hit coming next week. The underlying trend is about flat and high, yes. That does seem to be the case, is that it's just like sticking around this 1500 area in jobless claims. And okay, so that time they ticked up. There actually was a good number of offers on that one. 1800, more than the other ticks down. Well, Krugman, it's a really terrible time to be cutting off aid to 30 million unemployed Americans, but that's what Republicans in the Senate are doing, apparently, believing that restaurant workers, etc., are living the good life on the dole and need to be forced back into the petri dishes. Well, Paul, that is kind of is what is happening, though. So can I tell you something else that I kind of political that I was seeing today that I thought was really crazy? Was there was a protest against Mitch McConnell, and they were holding a sign that says, "Where's my money, Mitch?" Like, dude, this is unemployment claims. It's not your money. People will say that, oh, this is all our taxpayer dollars and this is what we pay taxes for. Number one, it's not. But number two, this is all debt. This is all debt. You haven't paid for it yet. You're going to be paying for it for the next 100 years. I was just like, this is a real clown world. Like, you think that you're entitled to unemployment. Like, you're entitled to enhance unemployment benefits. What? Where you make more than when you were not working. It's like, what? How do you, man? Whew. I don't know about that one, guys. That's pretty crazy. So I think that Republicans are kind of in a bind because you really can't, this thing where it pays people more to not work. I don't think that can go on. They should extend the benefits and they should not have the enhanced one. If they go with the enhanced one, then it's basically like Republicans have no principles anymore. You know? Of course, they don't have any principles anyways, but it would be pretty obvious to everybody in the party at that point. No, I don't think that the hardliners will be able to do it. I don't think it's doable. Nate Silver tweeting on this. Given that it's an election year, I don't understand why Republicans wouldn't just want to stimulate the living F out of the economy. One of the clear examples of where ideological dispositions outweigh electoral incentives.
Sunday Driver says they should have just gone with a Yang Bucks derivative until after the election.
I guess. I kind of reject this idea that the best thing you can do for your electoral prospects is to stimulate the hell out of the economy. Like, that's a little myopic, right? What happens if, first of all, you could stimulate the hell out of this thing and still have like another economic problem? And if you did have another economic problem, the fact that you stimulated the crap out of everything is just going to make everything worse. And you're really screwed for the November election, right? We're still a good 4 months away, guys. Lots of crazy things could happen. Or you get elected on that, and then it happens after that, and it falls apart, and you get blamed for that. And it's even worse because then it would be a real, true, ugly route, you know? This seems a little myopic to me. Futures Magazine tweets, Tesla's numbers are keeping the risk environment buoyant. Are they? I don't know. I'm going to be interested to see what Tesla does today. Is a little bit of reality going to come in because people say that they don't like the midterm look, like what the one of the biggest Tesla bull analysts is saying today? Or are all of the retail traders just going to see the headline and say, "Yay, Tesla had good earnings and it's up and I need to buy into it on momentum," and they continue to push up? It's going to be a very interesting open. Well, 5 minutes to the open. Not sure what they're going to do on the open. Treasury's still holding a pretty decent bid, though. I want to read this. Something about how your opinions are assigned to you. The dilemma of Mr. Jones. It's too long of a story to read out to you guys, to be honest. So I have to read it on my own time. Rabobank, this dynamic doesn't change. Markets will get shot in the head. Okay. Which dynamic is that?
Winston's mom says good morning and how is everyone today? My new computer keeps buffering, so I am listening while I try to figure this out. It's like the new Chrome is not quite reaching the Wi-Fi entirely.
Oh, really? Yeah, Wi-Fi is... You got to get that Ethernet cable in. I think that this little move back was all of the guys that bought with me taking profits because they don't want to hold it into the open.
Sunday Driver says I recently added more RAM to my PC. I'm now rocking 16
That's
gigabytes.
good.
I prefer a direct plug into Wi-Fi, too.
Yeah. The Wi-Fi is... I don't know. Like, your Wi-Fi should still do streaming video just fine. If you're getting buffering, that's kind of weird. But if you go in and you change the quality settings in the YouTube, like you push the little gear button and you change it so that it's, less, does that fix it? Or is it that you're getting packet loss? Or is it that the notebook just can't process the data fast enough? It's 9:25 a.m., 5 minutes before Senate DR. I don't know what that is. Who is that? Okay, Senate Majority Leader was supposed to unveil his coronavirus relief package, and Mark Meadows just entered McConnell's office for more negotiations. Meadows, we're still having discussions on what may or may not be included, so I can't talk about any specifics. Watch GOP group slams Trump for saying he wishes Chris Lane, Maxwell, and New Ad. Yeah, that one is the dumbest story ever. Uh,
Winston's mom says Sunday driver, when I bought this Chromebook, I ordered a new 32 gigabytes micro SD card. Should I install this also? I can see our neighborhood has great reception but mine never reaches full Wi-Fi strength.
no, so what he's talking about is there's different types of megabytes.
Winston's mom says and now is a great time to please ask everyone to hit the
Thanks.
like button. Thanks.
So a micro SD card is storage. This is where you can place files to remain saved for long periods of time. The other kind of megabytes is RAM, which stands for random access memory. And this is where memory is loaded off of the disk in a place that is faster to access so that when the processor is ready to have it, it's faster to get it into the processor. And then on the processor, there's also another type of memory called the cache, which we don't really talk about because it's a part of the processor. But basically, when something is in the cache, that's then where the processor can access it in registers and stuff.
Winston's mom says storage. That's what I thought, so I didn't worry about installing it yet. I have a degree in computers but it's from the 90s. Might as well be a degree in abacus.
Okay. Yeah, so he's talking, Sunday's talking about the RAM, and he's got 16 gigabytes, which is what I think you should have for day trading. So, okay, that's interesting.
133 USD says
jerking
long or
around
short
with
right this
offers.
second.
Do you see that?
DOORS.
Somebody is dinking around with offers right on it. Huh. I've never seen that before.
Uzi Knesset says SHLONG.
That was a new one. That was really weird. Not sure what to make of that.
Winston's mom says you are buffering for me again and again. Speculator Seth, I need to call Chrome. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully.
All right. Hey, thank you for stopping in. Anyways, Win. Yeah, this is. Which way is it going to go? Curious.
133 USD says it's your internet mom.
Probably is. Well, it could be either
133 USD says I got 160 Mbps.
I mean, she had another computer and it was running just fine. Or like maybe if you watched on your phone, how well does it do? You know, sometimes the Chromebooks can not be very good for media, unfortunately. Okay, so there was somebody messing with the offer. Now they're trying the buying, but the
133
buying's having a hard
USD
time
says
even
Chromebook.
getting.
Garbage, yeah.
Okay. So there they went, but you can see that the buy they're having a little bit of difficulty getting it going.
Winston's mom says 133 USD.
Oh,
My son is in
see?
the next room and his computer is not doing this at all. Thanks, though. I really think it's not reading the Wi-Fi signal, somehow. 133 USD says what are you trading, Seth?
Well, if you look at the top of the DOM, it says what instrument it is. So these are the micro ES futures right here. Over here on the left that I'm looking at right now. There's also the 10-year. Is the big one. Interesting. So they had a little bit of a move up and they came back to the balance area. Mm, I can see that Tesla taking it on the nose a little bit. Microsoft coming back up. Hmm. Probably part of why the index is having some issues. Because
Kevin
when
Wimmer
I
says,
look
guys, I
at the
found a huge
tick,
bug. Somehow the NQ hasn't made a new all-time high in several days. That can't be right. Someone please send a message to Mnuchin, Trump or Powell. Expecting a fix. 133 USD says, lol.
it's been like 2 days. It's been, that was a good joke, Kevin. Oh my god. Somebody, well, Mnuchin already spoke and Kudlow already spoke. Who does that leave? They could send Lighthizer out there, but he usually says dumb things. I don't know. Maybe Donald Trump needs to do an impromptu press conference at the helipad. Okay. Another push up. I can see the Microsoft is going okay there.
Kevin Wimmer says maybe some tweet about China. Like phase 2 deal still going on or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Or how much how good of friends him and she are. See. Biden campaign goes on defense over Senate Burisma investigation. Okay. There's still, I mean, I think that we are going to have a buy back up and that we'll get back up to like the overnight VWAP, for instance. But they are struggling, aren't they? And what about the 21 in the 10-year? 3,000 stacked on there. Wouldn't surprise me to see them try and hit into the 21. I mean, that's kind of what and look, they moved up and they stacked 23, so maybe it's not relevant. But I was wondering if they do hit into the 21, if I don't think that they would actually trade 3,600. There just doesn't seem to be that much interest here in this location.
133 USD says I'm not super confident about the Dow pushing higher at the moment.
I'm not either. They seem to be struggling, but there looks like there's a lot of rotation in here, right? Like when you look at the tick right now, the tick is pretty much at 0. So I think you're gonna get these things like maybe Tesla sells and maybe Microsoft buys. That's kind of what I'm thinking should happen. There's probably a couple of other ones that we should be keeping an eye on here. Let's see. Well, now I'm seeing somebody tick on the bid. Okay. So we got Intel, AT&T, Union Pacific, Hershey, Twitter. We already saw Twitter today. Citrix. Citrix is one that I would pay attention to. Freeport McMoran, also an important one to look at. Southwest Airlines. I don't know if any of those are that huge of a deal, though. Well, I need to move this over here a little bit where I can see it. We're not getting any news anytime soon, so.
Kevin Wimmer says there is no reason to be confident in the Dow. Even Trump
No.
realized that and is now only tweeting about the Nasdaq lol.
Well, overall, it does look like it's a buy. It's just not breaking through. Probably they're going to have to get above this 3267 area to really do anything meaningful. Which was where we were at before the open, before everybody took profits. I don't necessarily see a huge fundamental driver for things at the moment, but what I do see is some positioning. And just based off of positioning, I think that there's a really good chance that they move back up into that like 82 area. That's where the liquidity is going to be. So if they push down, it's going to be really hard for them to keep it down too. Like, in fact, if there was like a really big push down, that could just exhaust them and cause a harder bounce. Unless it's going to be like really bad news.
$133 says I'm def buying on the way down. Kevin Wimmer says man Tesla is ticking fast lol.
Yeah.
Whole dollar in a second.
So the action in Tesla is not confidence inspiring so far, is it? After what is being touted as a huge earnings beat, you would expect them to have pretty strong momentum coming out of the gate, and they don't. Okay. A little bit of a sell there. Okay. Kind of what I thought. The spread here is still really tight. Okay, 21.5 is trading back and forth a lot now. 26.5 in the 5 year is holding pretty firm. That's probably part of why the 10 year is able to hold where it is. I wouldn't expect them to do anything too crazy until the E-mini breaks another high or another low. Okay. Getting a couple of big orders popping in there. Okay. New high. Maybe some stops. That looked like more momentum than anything, though. 10 years didn't tick down, although the 21.5 looks weak. Oh, yeah, because it's still up at that 32.68 essentially, where the last like major pivot was before when people started taking profits ahead of the open. So I think that we would need to get above that and maybe even a little bit further before you start seeing like real stops. Okay, so there is a bit of an exchange at 67 there. Okay, that little stack there in the E-mini scared the treasuries. Okay. Still not seeing the stop. I think it could be coming though. Let's reset this.
Block sell.
Ooh. Somebody's bailing at 21. Well, we could see 82. So this is gonna have to play it by ear a little bit now. I see Donald Trump supporters pushing this polls from battleground states show President Trump is crushing sleepy Joe Biden. So on that one, the pollster is rated like a B or a C. So it's not like a super great pollster. But the pollster does include like web responses, I believe. And so I'm going to suggest that the reason that that poll is doing it so well compared to the others is because of the online polling part of it. Because the other polls really aren't reaching the Donald Trump supporters who aren't answering their landlines. Theory, just a theory. CNN politics, Republicans release their opening offer Thursday without the payroll tax cuts, of course.
133 USD says polls are bullshit usually.
I mean, lately they've been getting worse and worse, right? I think that there's a real problem in polling, and that is that the American public has kind of caught on to the fact that you can use the poll to uh, encourage support or resistance against something instead of rather reflecting support or resistance against something. Because they literally pull the pull out and are like, look, we're winning, and try and get everybody to go along with it. It's actually kind of the same effect that you see in the stock market, to be honest. It's like the wisdom of
133
crowds.
USD says right. That's what it seems, yes.
Yeah. So the wisdom of crowds is a real thing, right? But the place where I think that you run into a problem is when the tail wags the dog, right? When in stock markets, for instance, there's a bunch of people that are just following other people. And because you get that, then you don't have. I think that actually creates a lot of the price aberrations that we see. I'm going to move this up. Cool. So both of these trades are actually technically a mean reversion, and that is why I moved it up at 19.5, because I saw that the buyer seller line had actually moved up significantly since we had last looked at it, and so I wasn't 100% sure if I could get filled at 19. It looks like actually there's a pretty good chance that I could have. In fact, it actually looks like there's a pretty good chance that in the 10-year that they are now going to go and try and have some fun on the other side of this, and that they might even decide to go all the way down to 17. But because of uh, what the actual trade was, I don't really have a fundamental reason to believe that they will do that. So I'm not going to try and trade that. But in the E-mini, I do see, well, there's yesterday's high, but then I kind of see this whole position all the way up to 32.82 that they could try and trace through. So I have some reason to try and stick with it in the E-mini. And just for the sake of caution, I can move that up. Move that up and just kind of see what happens. I guess that yesterday's high will be some interest there. I don't know if it's really going to act as true resistance. I mean, it's a line. I'm sure that there will be some technical traders that are going to see that line, but I don't think it should really matter. Well, Microsoft doing okay. They're starting to pull back a little bit. I wonder, will this give me... Let's see here. I want this to be .spx. This one DJI, fine. .fix. Find a symbol. Search for Russell. Indexes Russell. I think it's RUA is what we want, right? Cool. I like. Seth is pleased. So then can I see it on this one? Fix. Yay! Oh, yes. Real-time fixed data. Without exorbitant prices. I am very happy about that. Well, we are continuing to see the VIX contract. Hey guys, remember on Monday when I said that we'll probably see the VIX continue to contract, and Gary Rich thought I was crazy? Wow. Okay.
133 USD says I missed my take profit overnight by 40 points last night. Hate that.
Wow. Wait, in the E-mini? I can't be. Well, it looks like the yesterday's high is being stubborn. And there's that. Okay, Schumer saying something. Schumer says that the bill is unserious and unsatisfactory. Well, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like it. Well, let's see what happens. Let's kind of sit on the sidelines a little bit. There was a sell-off into it. I didn't lose that much from what I got. There is yesterday's high is providing some resistance, and when you combine that with people being scared about whether they can actually pass a bill, I think, yeah, unserious. What's unserious about it? What do they want? I don't know about this, guys. It seems like it's going to be really hard for them to get a deal. Now, what is this? 5K into 19.
$133 USD says makes sense that if people are afraid that a bill isn't passed, market doesn't need to rally into new highs.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
$133 USD says stimulus bill.
And honestly, if people don't get their unemployment checks, they don't get their unemployment checks. If there's an actual lapse in checks, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad, guys. By the way, Tesla is still kind of trending down. Where were we? So they've pushed to
Vlad
the
Stolyarov
news.
says they sold TSLA from VWAP.
Yeah. Not quite ready to call it. If they start to push below 1580, though, then it's going to be a bloodbath in Tesla. You know. There is some news at the top. There are some numbers coming out here in a second. Nothing too significant, but you got like CB leading index and European consumer confidence and Kansas Fed manufacturing index. So, don't want to mess with that. Noticing there's some like numbers on here that just don't really matter anymore. So I'm gonna. Oh, opening range high was 18, huh? I might have been able to have held it till 18. That would have been a good trade. Overall, I think that my play today on the Treasury was a pretty good one, don't you think? Okay, consumer confidence in euro is
Vlad
negative
Stolyarov says
15 versus an
TWTR
estimate of
strong.
12. Negative 12.
133 USD says if I was a billionaire I would for sure stay single. Bezos is an idiot.
And CB leading index, I'm not getting it. I did. She was asking me if I put the trash out because the trash is outside. Donald Trump tweeting something now. He's been retweeting all morning. Now he's tweeting something. Recently watched failed rhino Tom Ridge, former head of Homeland Security, trying to justify his sudden love of the radical left, mayor of Portland, who last night was booed and shouted out of existence by the agitators and anarchists. Love watching pathetic never-Trumpers squirm. That's interesting. If I was him, I would be avoiding that incident as much as possible because he later got gassed. But perhaps he can distract people from that? I don't know. June leading index comes in at 2 versus a estimated 2.1. Okay. So now we will get natural gas at the bottom of the hour. And in an hour, there's the Kansas Fed Manufacturing Index, which is not one I've ever really looked at. So, yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I don't necessarily see a lot of economic numbers to continue pushing us around, but there is certainly can be some economic news. That news that Schumer is pushing back against the bill that the Republicans put out is that, well, it definitely spooked the markets, but it wasn't like a huge move. So I don't think that necessarily has to stop us from moving higher. Well, when you combine that with yesterday's high and Tesla not doing so well, it just gives me enough of a caution to make me be like, you know what, Seth, you did good. You made money on both of your trades.
Vlad Stolyarov says Mew strong.
You're fine. Why? Well, that's interesting. I did not take 3 trades today.
Vlad Stolyarov says Mew daily breakout too.
Did I? Oh, yes, I did. That's right. Okay. Now we're cool. We're cool. There's on that initial news and it wasn't going the right way.
Vlad Stolyarov says from 51.2.
That going back on that one, the news, the economic news was kind of mixed, but they did drop pretty good off of that. I got out. I was short. They squeezed me out, and then after I got out, they plummeted down. I'm not sure. There was stuff about the euro and stuff. That was probably why they actually moved, or maybe part of what got it started at least. So I'm okay missing that one, but nah, I wish that one had been a scratch. But the other two were good, and the one in the treasury is Because some of the ones in the treasuries I've been doing like, oh, I'm not sure where I'm going to get it. And I've been taking multiple contracts to kind of average it out. And I've been kind of testing some market making methods today. I said, well, I'm just going to do one contract. And it worked. That worked out great. 4 ticks and it only went 2 against me. Perfect. That's perfect. So I think I'm, and considering I'm not feeling the best, 'cause I didn't really sleep super well, I think that we can be satisfied with that. Now, we still got 90 minutes, so maybe we'll get some more opportunities. Let's see. Oh, you know what I need is an NQ. Is it NDX? Yes. That's cool. But that's not what I want to see. Don't show me that. I don't care about it. Okay. Ooh, just $20 more in Tesla. Give me $20 more in Tesla down. I would be so happy. The market year is the rebound in America's economy already over. In case you missed it, this Financial Times article goes well with the latest jobs stats. I did read this. I can't read it. No, I saw the headline, but you have to be a digital subscriber.
133 USD says my toddler is just waking up. Glorious. Coffee break. See ya later maybe. Good luck all.
Do you think that it's worth $300 a year? Oh my gosh, the Financial Times, this is such a crock. $1 for 4 weeks, and then it's $67 after that. Or you can just go digital. Yeah. I don't think that what you get from them is really good enough to be worth that much money. Do you think? U.S. weekly jobs claims elevated as economy appears to stall. Yeah, I don't know. Guys. What do you think? You tell me. Oh, hey, by the way, just reminded me. I was thinking about what we got going. It's a much smaller stream today, which is cool. We want, yes. I'm doing a poll. I want to see if you guys got any help on this poll. Yeah. Donald Trump's going to speak today on a press conference about opening schools. That's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Vlad Stolyarov says AMZN week today.
Is it? Okay, so anyways, I'm doing I want to make a poll. I want the poll to be like, what trading strategies do you use? See what is really truly are the most popular strategies. And so I have this like really split out. Somebody actually gave me one that I needed to add. What was it? Add option. It was, what was it? Oh yeah. Elliott wave analysis.
Vlad Stolyarov says I use volatility to my advantage in extreme dollar tick. Vlad Stolyarov says for counter trending setups.
I tried to put the ones that I think are going to be the most popular up at the top. So I got here. So are there ones that I've forgotten? Are there, major strategies that I've forgotten? Ace said that you should stick guessing in there, so I added that one. Move this over here.
Vlad Stolyarov says for daily breakouts 2-day breakout 20 cent over if momentum for example.
Was there anything else that I missed? There was one person that I was like, they were mentioning stuff that I already had. They're like MACD
Vlad Stolyarov
divergence.
says
That's
TSLA
on
struggling.
there. That's on there, but I'll add it in here. MACD, etc. That is a technical indicator. Read the list. Dumb. Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to call people dumb, but. Oh yeah, I also wanted to change this one because I was like pricing models / quantitative analysis. Any others you can think of? I'm going to minimize that. If you have any thoughts, let me know. Okay, so look, they came back to my price. I was correct to get out of that trade. Interestingly enough, though, Treasury not really going a whole lot further. And again, I was like, I could have gotten like 2 more ticks out of it. So for sure, should look out. But look, it's coming back too. I don't know if they're actually going to be testing the sell of this. Ooh, and if this really starts moving down, Tesla's going to just roll, right? Let's do this on a 1-minute chart. The VIX. Yeah. So that we can tell if it's really a meaningful increase in volatility or not. Okay, so they're selling now. Okay. So I'm getting some more information about the bills. Facebook reportedly takes steps to restrict the influence of QAnon content on its platform. Political candidates touting the fringe conspiracy theory continue to run ads across the platform. Really? I'm really surprised that there's that many candidates running on that. U.S. Senate draft coronavirus bill aims for new direct payments to individuals and couples of $1,200 and $2,400, says Senate senior Senate aide. So, what do you guys think about another set of stimulus checks? So, I got two questions for you. Number one, is it really needed? And number two, will people put it into stocks again? Because I kind of feel like that when it was before, I thought, okay, people are probably going to put
Uzi
this money
Knesset
into
says
stocks.
more money for trading accounts lol.
Yeah. See, the theory, the kind of the logic that I had going into that was, the market is pumping up because they're expecting people to put money into the markets off of this stimulus. And so they're going to bid it up, they're going to get in, and then they're going to use that to exit. And then we come back down, and then maybe I can get a good price. And that did not happen at all, did it? I was dead wrong on that. They just kept going and going and going. So now I'm sitting here looking at it again, and I'm thinking, okay, so was it really the stimulus payments that spiked us up? Or was it really the Federal Reserve? It's probably a more significant thing, right? Definitely. I mean, I think we would definitely all say that the reason is primarily because the Federal Reserve buying government or corporate bonds, right? So, like, if we take it from that perspective, then the whole thing that I was thinking about is, people buying more stocks because they get this stimulus payment isn't really a thing and shouldn't really factor into if I want to get into something, right? And really the factor for me should be if I'm getting a good deal. Because I'm kind of wondering if I should do that too, or if I should use it to buy a new van or something like that. I'm really conflicted about it. But the larger thing is, I really don't feel like I should be getting a check like that. You know what I mean? Like, how are they? I don't.
Vlad Stolyarov says Baba stronger than market today.
Okay.
133 USD says I think it's the principle of it. Fed stimulus equals Fed will stay involved with bailing Corp Main Street. Uzi Knesset says I don't think we have a choice in the matter lol.
I'm that whether or not we get the stimulus, right? I'm just asking, like, if you give people stimulus that we really truly don't need, then you're creating a potential bubble situation that could pop. And I'm really concerned that, like, yes, you come down the road, it's after the election, they pull the stimulus out, and we just go, good dish. And then you add on top of that, like, if Democrats are in charge, and they're going to increase taxes and everything, it could get ugly, could get really ugly. And then, of course, the Democrats will just say, well, it's because Donald Trump left us with a poor economy. Okay. You know what I mean? Do you think I've undertraded today? Maybe should have taken the short when I got out. Now, when I got out, I think that it would have been a little rough ride. They probably would have tried to stop me out. Okay, well, it's getting pretty ugly there, and they are like well below selling now. So I want to see now on the downside. There's kind of some numbers that they never hit yesterday that I was interested in, like 25.54. In 25.50, there's still, I think, a good number of long-term positions from that spot that if they can really meaningfully move below 32.50, we could. I don't know. You didn't take it.
133 USD says 907. I had a sell signal on Dow. I didn't take it.
Well, we're below the overnight lows now. Interestingly enough, the treasuries aren't coming back up that high. What will happen when students and teachers are exposed to coronavirus? Schools don't know yet. I'll tell you what'll happen. They'll get sick. They'll be out for a week or two, and then they'll come back to school. I don't. No. Or option 2, one person catches it, they shut the whole school down for the rest of the year.
133 USD says 1 to 2 will die. Oh well.
Right. I don't know.
133 USD says LMAO.
That's totally what'll happen is you'll get like 0.5% of teachers will die, which is not unusual in a school year. And they'll be like, they died because of Donald Trump.
133 USD says sadly, the weak die first.
Are you implying that our teachers are weak? I know some teachers that are pretty strong people. You know what I don't get though is how are teachers so overwhelmingly liberal? So I have a person I know that is a teacher, and I thought that she was pretty conservative. Like when I spoke with her, she expressed opinions and stuff that were pretty conservative. But in the recent past, that she's been on with Democrats on like literally everything, and she's a teacher, and I'm like, well, what is it about being a teacher that pushes them in that direction? Is it the fact that the government pays them? I don't know. It's kind of weird, right? It just seems to me like it shouldn't be as skewed as it is. Poll hardline immigration positions dragging down Trump numbers. Might be the case. Okay, so there's the 54 area now. I mean, it's kind of a range between 54 and 50. ECB's Laguardia is speaking. Mnuchin says administration is still reviewing the text of the COVID relief bill, and it may not be released today, as Republicans had planned. Oh, oof, what? Wait. Okay, so if the market is selling off because Schumer says that the bill is not... Hold up. Okay, wait a second. We got to tweet about this one. Retweet with comment. So this is interesting. You know what just happened there? Do you see what just happened there, guys? Mnuchin came out and said in a press gaggle or something of that nature that the bill isn't serious. And the reality is he hadn't even seen the bill yet. Because it's not released. This one that's okay. We gotta, that one's funny as hell.
Vlad Stolyarov says cool good good.
It really is like, where was that one from Schumer? Did the news squawks not actually pick up on that one?
Vlad Stolyarov says short everything.
Short everything. Hmm. When I've got something wrong here. Mm, where was it? Right. Senate Democrat leader Schumer, the Republican coronavirus response bill is unserious and unsatisfactory. And the text hasn't been released. What a load of bullshit. ECB bank not sufficiently prepared for benchmark rate reforms.
Vlad Stolyarov says TSLA nice bounce so far if don't hold then bearish.
Oop, why did I click that?
Vlad Stolyarov says TSLA nice bounce so far if don't hold then bearish.
I don't.
Vlad Stolyarov says 1618 VWAP.
They're still at 1609, right, though? I don't know. It's actually giving me a reading out at 15. Am I missing something? I think that it's just... Okay, we are going to get the natural gas change. They pushed to the 32.55, and now they're coming back to the open again.
Vlad Stolyarov says I just noticed my think or swim lagging quotes.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say Tesla did have a little bit of a bounce, but then it kind of pushed a little bit lower. And so far, it's been pretty slow the first hour. But I must be lagging quotes too, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 9:50. There's 9:30. And it says it's 9:50. Goodness, I
133
am
USD says a big
delayed
part of
too.
the stimulus bill, Seth, is also the extra unemployment $600 a week boost. So I do think this has an effect on the economy, really.
But they don't want to stick that in.
Vlad
How dare you
Stolyarov
think that
says watch what est is around 3265s.
It did. It was giving me a little bit delayed. It was giving me a little bit delayed. Okay, so they did push below the news price. I'd be concerned about that, man. Just the fact that they pushed through it says that the fundamental that the earnings wasn't actually good and that investors are actually disappointed. And you know what? They're bouncing because the index is bouncing.
PRT1 says liquidity at 270. 133 USD says people in my realm are living on the stimulus, yes. The extra 600 a week. But it also prevents them from going out to work since they make more money on unemployment. Crazy. PRT1 says Mies. Vlad Stolyarov says people still chase momentum. Vlad Stolyarov says no fundamentals.
Sometimes the people that chase momentum lose, though. I tell you what. So going back to this thing, I want to bring it up again. I'm making a poll. That is, what strategies do you use? Chart patterns, technical analysis, Elliott wave analysis, Fibonacci numbers, candlestick patterns, price action, Wyckoff method, market or volume profile, order flow, breaking news and economic reports, fundamental analysis, depth of market, automated trading, VWAP, option strategies, pricing models / quantitative analysis, instrument correlations, spreads, seasonality, stock scanners, sentiment indicators, volatility / the VIX, and guessing. Those are all. Is there a strategy? Is there like a major school of thought strategy that I have missed in my survey? Let me know. While you guys think about that, I need to get some water. So I'll be right back.
$133 USD says gambling. Vlad Stolyarov says can't be too bearish here, 3265, that it's not dropping too much. Vlad Stolyarov says maybe it's a sideways chop now.
I have a baby.
Vlad Stolyarov says hello baby.
Oh, she brought me the crib. In case he needs that. He looks pretty happy, though. He looks pretty awake. Look at you. Hello. You want to touch? You gonna touch the microphone? Do you say something to the audience? No. Look right here. Look right here. No. You're not gonna look over there? Sometimes I wonder about this kid because he doesn't really pay attention when I tap his shoulder or point yet. He's not on the pointing yet. See, look, I try and point. Look, there you are. Oh, there you are. You see? Hi. Heavy breathing into the mic. Let me take the headphones off because the squawk guy, he's not talking. The squawk guy, he's not saying anything. And it's just kind of getting in the way. It's just kind of getting in the way. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? Huh? Why are you waking your mommy up? Why doesn't your mommy go to bed earlier? Since you wake up early, she should wake up early, and that means that she should go to bed early too with us. We went to bed early, didn't we? Yeah. Huh? Why are you awake? You could be sleeping. Do you think that trading is more interesting than sleeping? I don't think you do. You're only like 4 months old. It was a nice tiger costume you got on too. I like that. Also, yes, I bet you're gonna throw up. Fix your chin there. Fix your hand. Your hand's a little slobbery. You know what I hate is the slobbery hand. Is like I'm playing with him, and then he sticks his hand in his mouth, and then he goes slobber all over the side of your face. Wah, 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 wah. 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 Let's minimize that so we can see where we're at. Okay. I to be honest with you, I really want to see Tesla roll over again today. That would be so awesome. Be careful with that. Be careful with that. Don't touch the switch. The switch is what makes the microphone on or off. And if you touch that, then they won't be able to hear you. And it'll also make weird noises. We'll make weird popping noises. 9-year-old girl becomes Florida's youngest coronavirus 19 death as cases surge. Live updates, zerohedge.com. Florida posts a record 173 daily virus deaths among residents. You got the microphone. It's a pretty cool microphone, huh? I'm called. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Did you make some noises? Make cute baby noises. They love that. Yeah. No. That's too interesting. Oh, hey, that's a pretty good buy right there. That one might be worth following, but I don't know what caused that.
133 USD says baby.
Hello, baby. What do you think about that buy? I'm kind of tempted, but I don't see a reason for it. I still see that we could come back up to like 32.82 though. Like that's still appealing to me.
133 USD says mine is running around the house right now, 1.5 years old. Gotta check on him back and forth.
I wonder what you're gonna be like in a year. Right now, he mostly just bounces in his bouncer and is pretty happy overall. But he will like wake up crying. Sometimes it's hard to like he'll keep crying in his sleep, and you have to like hold him up and be like, "Hey, Asher, Asher, Asher," and then he'll wake up and he'll look at you and be like, "Oh, okay, it's just a dream or something like that." Another V bottom brought to you by ES Dip Buyers Incorporated. Tweets Futures Trader 71. Somebody was short.
Vlad Stolyarov says people can't hold the line.
So, I really like Futures Trader 71, but I kind of have to make fun of him on this one. He wanted to see 32.45, essentially. His scenario was that they were going to push up into yesterday's close and then push lower, and he wanted to see around 32.45. And we did that, and we've pushed back up. And when we were starting to push lower, he pointed out that his scenario was working well, and he wanted
Vlad
45.
Stolyarov says it's amazing.
And then when we didn't get 45 and it bounced right back up, he's saying another V bottom brought to you by ES Dip Buyers Incorporated. Well, the thing is that the only reason that we turned down, from what I can tell, is that there was news stories about this Senate bill. Like it was when Schumer was saying that this bill is unserious that we turned around. But then when you look at it, it was not like it wasn't like anything that I don't think it significantly changed my expectations. It's like, that's enough news to move the market, but it doesn't really change my longer term thesis about anything. So why wouldn't it turn back around and just go back into the range? Yeah. I think that if the market doesn't do what we want it to do,
says big money still push prices up, yeah.
Yeah. If the market doesn't do what we want it to do, that doesn't mean that it's like, it's just dip buyers or people
Vlad
being
Stolyarov says they go
irrational.
where shorts will cover.
It can be. People can be irrational. There's definitely some cases like that. But I think that the larger thing is that it just means that our own analysis is not sophisticated enough to catch all of the variables that were pertinent in that situation. Like if the market does something that's irrational, then our analysis should have been, even though this is not the way that I think, this is going to cause certain market participants to sell. So we could sell it, and then maybe at this point would be a good place for us to try and fade it because we don't agree with that market thesis. You know what I mean? But I don't think that we should ever sit down and just be like, well, But I guess the issue is that it's like when our technical strategies fail, you know, it's like this thing screwed it up. This is not the case. And I think that Future Search 71 would probably agree with me on that one, but he's probably frustrated by it right now. So even my numbers, because I think that the numbers that I've been giving you guys lately have been really good. Like really, really good. But they are just numbers. They don't have to work out. In fact, I think that we've gone so far both ways right now that I don't know if my numbers are going to be terribly helpful. That 3282 is definitely a spot they're going to want to get to if they move up. There's positions all the way up to that we could take. But it looks like that so many positions have been. Oh, what's wrong? Am I not talking to you enough? I should talk to you. But it looks like so many positions have been washed out. Do you see right there? Look right there. So many positions have been washed out that I can't really calculate where people's positions are anymore. I would have to know how many orders were stops to be able to calculate better how many outstanding positions and what their average prices are. Is that fair? He's just like, I don't know about this. I feel shy for some reason. Why are you so shy? Look, you're so awake. You're so awake. Why don't you talk to me? How was your day? Huh? What if I hold you up here? Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi.
133 USD says baby is about 8 months old.
No, he was born in February. So he's like 4 or 5 months old. 5 months old? I think it's 5 months old now. Because July is the 7th month. And you were born in the beginning of February. So I think you're clearly 5 months old. What? What do you want? What do you want? Oh, 'Does that make you a little happier? You're not even all that into that either.
Vlad Stolyarov says I don't like this summer trading.
Why did Mom put me in here with you? You're boring. Like I'm doing everything to try and make you happy. Look, could we get a toy here? This is your favorite toy. Look, your favorite toy. Do you want your favorite toy? Here's your favorite toy. Yes. You love your favorite toy. Isn't that thing just the cutest thing ever? It is. It's been with him since he was born and he loves it. Especially the purple wings.
$133 USD says babies are the best, indeed. But I'm done having more children.
You done? Well, supposedly this is the only one that I'm gonna get, but we'll see. Maybe in a couple of months she will change her mind. Be like, well, the government gave us so much stimulus. You trying to get the tail? Do you want to eat the tail? Here, look, there's the tail. Yeah. You want to show them what he does?
133 USD says
Or show them
technically
what
I
he
could have a
does.
second, but me and my ex use condoms now. Grin. Vlad Stolyarov says Sun Tzu said every battle is won before it's ever fought.
Maybe.
133 USD says OMG that toy is awesome.
Right? This is the coolest thing, right? And he loves, like, he'll always stop whatever he's doing and watch it when you do that. Whee! How am I gonna get that? All the way back there. There we go. Why are you throwing it?
133 USD says I am gonna do passive buying all day long today. No more market orders, setting limits only to buy.
Selling limits only to buy? Well, you know what? You definitely, from my experience and a bit of research that I've done, as if you are market making and you're entering into your positions and exiting them with market orders, then you're actually giving up a significant part of your edge. So my opinion at this time is that you're better off trying to use limit orders for sure. And that's why things like watching the DOM and knowing where you can actually get filled is actually a significant edge. I think that we've looked at the DOM reading, or I've looked at DOM reading rather as like there's certain things that we can predict will happen based off of a pattern that we see in the level 2 or something like that. Every once in a while you will get that, but largely those kinds of signals have led me astray. When there's significant trades, then it really matters. But most of the time, it's just noise. And the real edge has been that you get your trade in the right spot. So, yeah, using the limit orders, it matters. You liking that tail? Is that tail taste good? Does the tail taste good? Does the tail taste good? Yeah, there you go. You gonna eat it, Ted?
Lazar says bonjour, grin.
Hey, Laser, how are you doing? I think we've had you in here before, yeah?
Vlad Stolyarov says AAPL new lows.
Really? Well, it looks like that Tesla is going down, but it's kind of a little, how do we say? It's being a little wishy-washy about it right now, but it's not on its lows. You're saying that Apple is, though? Because usually Apple really moves everything, So that's really curious to me. Now look at the Treasury. The Treasury is looking weak at 21 on the offers. So they seem to think
Smash the
that
bid
there's
says
reason to move up.
100%. The right spot is most important. Order flow adds confirmation.
Yeah, I think so. Smash the bid. But I don't know. Like you have something with volume. I mean, I would love to know what you do that you're able to get such a high win rate. But I wouldn't expect you to share it with me. Um, because when I'm just looking at market information, I can't find anything even close to that. And so I've kind of come to the conclusion that I've made is that I just have to trade the news essentially. Now, it hasn't been just the news because this positioning thing makes such a big difference. Knowing like, and I think that I probably could have made some guesses as to where people's average positions were,
Smash
you
the
know?
Bid says look for a possible short at 215.
Oh, really? Yeah, I yeah, that actually looks like that could be a good spot to do it. Um, the thing I'm noticing right now is that the buyers made a push there and they just got pushed back to their line. So in the E-mini. So I think the buyers are probably going to try and defend the open. It looks like they're defending the open right here. So let's see what they do volume wise there. But there's probably a lot of stuff going on the internals that will be hard to predict. Tesla's not really getting killed here. You got it? Yeah, you can fly. Or she can fly. Do you think she's a girl? She's got purple wings, so I think it's a girl dragon. I think it's this dragon girlfriend. There you go.
Smash the Bid says if I get a signal I'll take it.
Okay. Anyways, you know, having an idea of where people's positions are has really changed my perspective on things. But I
Anthony
think that we
Monroe
need to
says
trade it for a
hello
little
mini
bit
Seth
longer.
open mouth smile.
Oh, hey, Anthony. How have you been, by the way? I haven't seen you in a while. This is the first time you've seen the baby, isn't it?
Anthony Monroe says yes it is.
Yeah. He's 5 months now. And like, I'm bored with you now. Well, what else do we got here, buddy? What's this? What the heck is I've never seen this
Anthony Monroe says well, I had to handle few things.
before. I gotcha. Well, while we're thinking about it, what's the Bitcoins doing today? 95.50. Well, they did finally actually have a second move up. Like, how many times have they had a move up like this, and then they came back and it was like, oh, but finally they held something. There's actually some decent cumulative delta on that too.
Lazar says what do you think of the current movements on the future indices?
Well, so going back.
Anthony
Hold on.
Monroe says Air France has to lay over thou DS if people, I will be one of them.
That sucks, dude. I've been hearing that the pilots that they were giving like a voluntary retirement, and those guys made out like bandits, man. Now, in terms of the indexes, what I'm seeing so far, it did look like there was a pretty strong fight on the open. Not, I wouldn't even necessarily call it a fight so much as wishy-washy uncertainty, and they were moving up. And then we got some news from Senator Schumer trashing the bill before he's even read it, by the way. So that seemed to spook the markets. I don't think that that's something that really has to fundamentally move them because he's just playing politics. It's not, he hasn't even read the bill. So, and now we're finding out that they're not putting the bill out yet, that they're making more changes to it today. So I guess it's not going to be released today like they were saying. Um, so that particular fundamental that appears to be one of the major drivers isn't really there. Now, one of the other major drivers that we had yesterday was Tesla and Microsoft, right? And Tesla's not doing so hot. So, but that's just Tesla. So what I see right now is no real clear direction, no real clear fundamentals to push us one way or the other. And so I would just be sitting here listening to the news squawk, and maybe something big happens. I'm not so sure though. I made a little bit, and I think that just catching the range was good enough for me today. And that's kind of where I'm thinking about it right now. Just like we were talking earlier, Futures Trader 71 was seeing a scenario where the yesterday's high would be faded, or yesterday's close, and they did, but then we bounced. So that just kind of, the technical trades are probably going to get frustrated here. They bought a bunch of UVXY calls today. Oh yeah, now on the cryptos, Bitcoin doesn't look super great to me, to be honest, but Ethereum is just rocking right now, right? So, I think that we could potentially see a move up in the crypto space, but I'm still concerned that what's going to happen is Bitcoin's going to try and move up, and they're going to reach limits, and you'll see some ugly stuff again. But it's interesting that all of the movement has been in the altcoins. There's Ace. How are you? Morning, Aiden. The rest of you can F off. That's funny, Ace. Oh, we had somebody earlier in the stream come in, and I was talking about what were we talking about? Oh, we're talking about violent protesters. And the person said, well, this is like, what's with this political BS and going along with the media line on things? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the media loves the protesters. Clearly was a Democrat, and I told him off. So it's a good-looking kid, and I know good-looking kids. That's what everybody keeps telling me, dude. Do I need to should I sign him up for modeling or something? Like, can we make money off of how good-looking he is? Show him. Oh, are you okay, bud? I think we're gonna have a little explosion here. No, that'll ruin. It's like, no, just the baby model, not for the rest. Just for the first 2 years of his life. A diaper model. That's no. He can be on the cover of Huggies. Probably not. Probably they're not interested in. You just like that microphone. You just want to touch the microphone. But you gotta say things. You gotta say things. He's not talking. He won't talk to me in here. Check Uniswap. That's where everything is exploding. He'll be doing shots off a shoe model by the time he is 3. He's a happy kid. That's the other thing. It needs to be kissed under his chin. Well, but I was doing that. I was going I do this. This usually he finds his ticklish. See, he's smiling, but he's not laughing. He's not ticklish. He must know. He must know that he's being recorded. I've shown him the stream. He's got to know somehow. How do you know? Do you know what streaming is? Do you know you're on the internet? Someday he will come back and watch this video. Thanks, you just made the world a better place. Someday he's going to come back and watch this video and he's going to be like, why am I so boring? You going to grab my face now? He loves to grab my face. Oh, and your nails are so sharp. Oh. They're turning back down. By the way, how did you make out? I took a small trade and I did okay and got out. I actually could have been on the short from the highs, but I got out of it. I didn't the economic news wasn't really what I expected, and so I bailed, and then it came down. And again, that one I was, that news came out and was kind of unclear, and then we saw stuff later. What was it? I think it was Euro stuff. And then they moved down. I've been on Tech Alt's watch list, and Chico Creepo, these guys are really, really good to pick the right coins. Well, of course. I mean, think about it. In the crypto space, are people really like significantly using these coins? Oh, really? With the Clippers? I think I need to put you down for a bit. My arm is getting tight. He's a tiger. You have a tiger, and he's a tiger. Because I need water. Oh my gosh. We did great in the room. I have some news, folks, so I was being conservative. I think today is a day to be conservative. Like, I mean, there is some kind of signs that we're rolling over, but it's still kind of range bound. And I expect that we could continue to be so for a while. Oh, I needed that. Oh yeah, so I was going to say on the cryptos, like if you think about it, is there a significant amount of activity? Like how many people are actually using cryptocurrencies for like their livelihood, right? Because this has always been the big thing that I've said is that it's worth how much it's used. If there's a lot of money transacting on that network, then it's more valuable. And lately, there just hasn't been a whole lot of value in crypto, but there has been development, and particularly in Ethereum and in those coins. So if you're an influencer, you come in and you say, I like this coin and I think you should buy it, then yeah, you're gonna make, because that's the dominant force in cryptocurrencies is speculation. And a lot of, I don't know, this is a weird thing about trading, but it's just like, do you know that something like a quarter of all trading comes from small investors? A quarter. He's thinking about it. He's like, huh, that's interesting. Some babies over here. It is a quarter of the, and because there was this study. I was posted by the Marketeer yesterday. So if you want to go at Marketeer or themarketeer.com and scroll down far enough, you'll find the chart. And they were saying that hedge funds were the most influential players in the markets, that when the hedge funds made a move into something that had the most impact on price. But you know who came after that? It was small short-term traders, day traders. Not what I think we're typically told, right? Because we're typically told that the day traders are such a small and insignificant part of the market. But it turns out that particularly in stocks, it's not true. And that there's a group of guys that do well and make a lot of money. So if you have that much power, why are we all trying to follow other people? Shouldn't they be trying to follow us?
You know what I mean? This like the whole idea of momentum. The further on I go, the more opposed to it I am. You know, like I don't want to take a trade because other people are taking a trade. I want to take a trade because I see something fundamental that is going to move the market and is going to cause other people to get in, and I'm going to get into it first. You know. Then maybe you can do momentum. Then it's going to be like, well, a couple of people saw this, the market reacted to this, and I think that it matters, and then I can take it. Made 3 times in 1 year because of these guys. Well, that's cool. Oh, now you're making noises, huh? Yeah. You think we can get him to say something? You want to make noise? You? You? No? What did I miss? Sunday Driver, we were all sharing our most embarrassing sexual experience. It's yours turn.
RJ Wheels says mine is a 10-second story. Anthony Monroe says Baby Seth wants you to buy some shitcoins, rolling on the floor laughing.
Well, you know what? I need to save up more because I don't really have a whole lot of cash to go into shitcoins. But that's because I'm just waiting for Bitcoin to come to a reasonable level still. I'm still, because they're talking about stimulus again. So last time around, I was like, well, I'm obligated to invest it. So I've got it out there. I haven't really bought a whole lot with it because I just don't think that you're getting a good deal. And so I think that I should be doing the smart thing. And I don't want to just chase momentum. So I'm going to wait until I see things that give me a reason to buy certain issues. Yeah. Yeah. You want me to pick you back up? Hey, here. But now they're gonna give us more, and I'm like, I don't need more, and I didn't even really use the stuff that I got before. Maybe I should, my wife wants a new van. Maybe I should put it into that instead. I don't know. I feel really weird about it because I don't feel like we need more paychecks like that. What? What's up? Huh? You have something to say? Did you disagree with something? Oh. Well, that is a good point. We'll have to think about that one. Oh, there's more? Right there. Right there. You should buy an old diesel car and modify it to run on French fries. What? Step back, I speak, baby. He says his feet are cold. And the food sucks. He's been eating some solid food now. But he's not super into solid food yet. Needs more outdoor, probably. You need to be outside more. Okay. Well, maybe we'll do something about that. So it'll be interesting to see how this video does because you guys give me a lot of likes. I got 15 likes. It's on the higher side. You need to buy Ava shitcoin. Forbes has an article that says, yeah, no, I've seen that. Yeah. So I'll show you what I'm doing. I've brought this up a bunch of times today, but I'll show you guys one more time. I want to make a survey because I've been looking through these studies about what do day traders do? And most of it just comes down to, can you make money doing day trading? And they always come to the same conclusion that the vast majority of people don't, but there's a small subsection of people that seem to make consistent money. And, you know, and my thinking is, okay, if most traders are trading on market-based information, then which strategies are the most popular and the least popular? Is news really as unpopular as I think it is, or do most people consider it? So I've made this survey with like literally every trading strategy I've seen retail traders talk about that I can possibly think of. And it's it's you can pick more than one. It's a checkbox. So you can just go, okay, if you include it, then you use that. Check Uniswap and DeFi. The huge bubble is picking. Well, we'll see. I think that I have to see Bitcoin at a reasonable level for me to get into any of those. Otherwise, it's just a bubble, you know. Maybe I'll look at some to mine though. Maybe those are all Ethereum coins, right? So maybe I really need to be mining Ethereum again. DDD from the Zings trades overnight sessions on news. Oh, this is another person, Benzinga. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm largely relying on news here. I took a trade off of the economic news. It didn't work out. Actually, it did work out, but I got out because my read wasn't correct. And then I got in. Well, and positioning. It's mine is basically news and positioning. But yeah, I want like every strategy in there. So if there's ones that I'm missing, let me know. And add it in there, and then we can start pushing this survey on Monday. If you ask who has blown their accounts again, yeah. So let me show you the questions. So question 1 is, what strategies or forms of analysis do you incorporate into your trading? And it's select all that apply. And then I have the next one is, which strategies or type of analyses do you intentionally exclude or think don't work? Okay. And then what do you trade? What kind of, if you're trading futures, what kind of futures do you trade? What? What's wrong? And then how many trades per day do you take? Because normally they ask, like, do you scalp or do you swing or whatever? And I think I. Oh, sorry. He turned it off. He turned it off there. So I want to know, how many accounts have you blown? Not just have you blown an account, but how many? And you can choose 0 to 5. And then I don't know. I had this one is like, how profitable are you this year? I think what I'm going to change it to is, I'm profitable. I'm not profitable. I mostly break even. Just, do you consider yourself a profitable trader? And then I think I want to make it like a number, like rough estimate of how much you've made this year, rough estimate of how much you've made the past 2 years. What's wrong? What's wrong? Do you want to talk into the microphone too? That was the 5 best seconds in the room since 1985. Say, hello. Please fill out our survey. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Hey. What about this? What if we do this? I can't wait till he starts making trades for you. He loves to pound on the keyboard. He probably would do it he would probably do it. Yeah, Tesla's kind of just turning sideways now. Seth and Son trading room. There you go. Anyways, so I got that survey. So if you guys have any thoughts about that, let me know now, or you can put it in the video comments later. You want my finger? And there's my finger. Look at him go at it. Like when he gets the finger, he goes to town. He bites on it. He bites. He's biting. Oh yeah. S&A. Love it. That actually sounds like a real professional. You teasing? Yeah. Go for it. Bite that finger. S&A hedge fund. There you go. You go work for me. You'll be the receptionist. Oh, my guys. Your guys are so great. It's funny. We haven't had as many concurrent viewers as normal today because I pissed people off with politics earlier. But a lot of likes. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Well, it's about almost time to shut down. I think we can sit around for 10 more minutes if Asher continues to be okay here. Oh, he's getting into it. And my finger back now? Oh, he's trying to like rip it apart now. Okay. You're getting a little bit too much drool everywhere. Whoop. If you are in the room and don't hit the like button, you should be ashamed. You are part of the problem and will probably die. Die in the rain face up. I got you. Is that a threat? I don't know if YouTube is okay with that sort of a thing. Oh, what's up? Cool thing is with trading, bottom line, we all want to make that money regardless of political views. Oh, we just got a little brownout. If we get a Democrat, oh hell no, then we should short the market at election time. Just a weather prediction. Hey, wait up. Can I end? I'm going to put you down and we'll end it, okay? Well, the thing that I was talking about was trying to analyze the situation in Portland, because it seems to me like a lot of the protesters out there are working on a set of assumptions that are just not true. It's a hysteria essentially, and I think that does matter into what the ultimate outcome is going to be. And that matters to the markets. And it is, in my opinion, unquestionable that if Joe Biden wins, there will be, at least in a short-term move, down because of taxes. Overall, it might not matter because the Federal Reserve stimulus might mean more, but people are going to sell off of the taxes thing. Okay, I'm going to do it. and then you can go jump. You want to jump? Okay. So I think that's my clue to go. So I'll just show you guys again. I took the one trade. I wish that really should have been -5, but never really could get it to go for me, so I got off that one. This one was really good. This is the one that matters to me. Treasury worked really well. And then in the E-mini, I actually got a pretty good winner off of that, but it came back and I took it off. So, and since then, we're just kind of hovering around sideways. So I don't see a whole lot of opportunity. Interested to see how Tesla goes throughout the day. Question about the riots. Would you want the violence and destruction in your neighborhood? No. Yeah. It really is. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's just interesting how the perspectives of people, our view of reality is so drastically different. And you can see if I talk about it on stream and you got somebody that's really far left liberal, they absolutely hate what I'm saying. But it's the freaking truth. It's like, it's unquestionable. I'm yapping too much. See, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. It's a lot easier to find the stream when we go live if you hit the bell icon. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And in the meantime, stay profitable, friends. Oh, wait. Hold on. What should we call today? What should we call today? What should we call it? What should we... I don't want to make it about the baby, that one. It really? I don't think I can, though. I don't think I can. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, 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 boo. Well, I'm going to say market sideways post Tesla earnings. Trading on Bitcoin is for losers. No. I wanted the crypto people to watch my videos. Okay, that's it. Stay profitable, friends.